Hey everybody, this is Beth and Rachel from Wellness 360. Rachel is our PT today. I will be the one modifying all the exercises, so if you are in a chair, you're going to want to follow me. So Rachel, go ahead and take it away with our first exercise.
All right, so what you need for this is a resistance band. What you're going to do in the standing position is you will stand on the band. There's two parts to this exercise. The first is going to be a bicep curl. Next, you're going to do a tricep extension back. So I'm going to demonstrate a few while Beth explains the modification.
So for me, if you're in a chair, these are super cheap at Amazon, Walmart. You can buy them anywhere. I like the ones with the handles. So you're going to step on the band. And what we're going to do is we're going to curl in the chair. Hands are going to go to the armrest of the chair, and you're going to push yourself up out of the chair. So, curl, hands to the chair, push your butt up out of the chair.
So when you're doing the bicep curl, I'm going to show you a side view. You want to make sure that you fully bend that elbow up. Let the elbow go straight, and then you want to bend the elbows a little bit and kick them straight back. So bicep curl up, tricep extension back. Making sure that those elbows are nice and straight with the tricep extension. We're working both the front of the arm and the back of the arm.
So for those in the chair, if you can't get your bottom all the way out of the chair, that's perfectly fine. Just put some weight into your hands and make sure your shoulders aren't coming up under your ears. Make sure your shoulders are down and back, so when you push up, you're not creating a big crank in your neck, all right? So push into the chair and lift, lower, and curl. Let's do about 5 more of these.
Another way to make these more challenging is the tighter the band, the more difficult it will be. Alternating to make it easier. When you're standing, you can stand on it with 1 foot versus 2. The looser the band, the easier it will be, or the less resistance it will feel.
1 more. So when asked about the band, you should feel fatigued when you're finished with these exercises. So if you don't feel fatigued, maybe it's time to go to a tighter resistance on your band.
Try 15 to 20 repetitions. You can always increase or decrease the repetitions based on what you can tolerate.
All right, off to our next exercise. So Rachel will be demonstrating the full version of this.
So what you'll need for this is a chair, a counter, something of that sort. You can put the band to the side. So what you're going to do here is you're going to do a squat and then 1 butt kick. Squat, 1 butt kick. And I'll let Beth modify.
All right, so modification, you're going to come to the edge of your seat. I'm going to start without a band. You're going to march. So you're going to lean back, tummy's going to be nice and tight. You're going to march that foot and then drag your foot back. So almost like a heel slide. March the other foot and drag that foot back. In order to intensify this, I'm going to place a band, a looped band around the bottom of my feet. And I'm going to march against the resistance and pull that heel back. March against the resistance and pull that heel back.
When you're doing the standing variation, you want to make sure when you squat, you sit back in the chair. You don't want to bring your knees forward. Your weight should be shifted backwards. And if you notice, my hands are really light on this chair. With the butt kicks, you squat, bring your heel to your butt, and back down. Make sure you squeeze those hamstrings.
So we are working the front of that leg and the back of that leg here in the chair. So you're going to feel it on both parts of your leg, the top part and the back part. Doing great. Let's do about 5 more of these. back and forth. Make sure you stay at the edge of your seat and make sure you're not doing a lot of rocking. All right, remember you don't need this resistance band. If the resistance band is too much, go through the motions of pulling that heel back. I think I messed up there. I think I did the same leg twice. Slide it back.
And with the squats, remember, the lower you go, the harder it will be. You can always modify and do a smaller range of motion, or go all the way down and get a bigger range.
All right, I think we're good. We're moving on to the last exercise. So Rachel's going to be moving to the wall with her band.
So I'm demonstrating the wall push-up today. So you want your hands on the wall, shoulder height. With a wall push-up, what you want to do is you want to bring your face and your chest towards the wall, bend those elbows, push yourself straight up. Then you're going to come off the wall, take your band, pull it straight apart, keep those elbows straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together, come back to the middle, and try it again. Again, ways to make this more challenging. You can always have more resistance on the band. You can increase the resistance. You can bring your hands closer together. With these wall push-ups, you can also make them a little bit more challenging. You can bring your hands further down. So you could do something on a bar on a wall if you had something like this. You could do it on a counter. You could do it on a chair. You want to bring your head down. Make sure you stand yourself all the way back up. Pull the chest apart and back together. We're going to try a couple more like this. Keep the elbows nice and straight. Make the movement nice and slow and controlled. Bend those elbows, face towards the wall. We'll try 2 more, and then Beth will show you the modification.
All right, so for the modified position here, we're going to be taking this band around our back. You're going to crisscross it in the front here. Crisscross the X across, so it's almost like you're tying yourself in a big bow. What we're going to do is you're going to chest press forward and then open your arms wide, squeezing those shoulder blades behind you and release. Push forward for a chest press and then open up those arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, sitting up nice and tall, and release. Press, squeeze, and release. We're going to do a couple more of these. And release. Press, open, and release. Now I will tell you that sometimes your shoulders will get a little sneaky, and what will happen is you'll start the shoulders up under the ears. You want your shoulders down and back and release. Press forward, open, and release. Press forward. I don't know about you, Rachel, but I'm feeling this one.
My shoulders are very tired.
Let's do 2 more. I like to say whenever you feel like you can't do any more, give me 2 more with a really good form, and those are going to be the most powerful exercises you do all day. All right, great job. And rest. Shake out those shoulders, and we're moving on to the next video. Have a great day. Hey everybody, it's Beth and Rachel from Wellness 360. Rachel is our PT today. She's going to be demonstrating the more advanced exercises for balance. I'm going to be in the chair modifying, so if you need a modification or you can't get out of your chair, you're going to follow me. So Rachel, let's take it away.
All right, first exercise in standing is going to be a narrow base of support. And this is going to work on your balance. And we're just going to stand right here.
All right, for those of you that are in a chair, we're going to be doing some chair weight shifting. So what we're going to do is you're going to lean to one side, and then we're going to lean to the other side. And I think Once you get the hang of it, we're gonna do maybe some cross-body reaching, like you're trying to pull something off of a table at different heights, and you should feel the weight shifting from cheek to cheek.
A way to modify this standing activity. You see I have a chair nearby. You can always have something to hold on to if you need to. Try and be light on your fingers. You don't want to hold on to this for dear life. You do want this to be challenging. Another way to advance this exercise is to put something unsturdy underneath your feet. So if you do have a foam pad at home, you can always use that. You can also use just like a couch pillow with something to give you a little bit of an uneven surface. You can also do this at your counter at home, fingers lightly on top, just to make sure that you're sturdy, and having a loved one nearby if you are at all nervous of having your loss of balance. That is always helpful as well.
You know what? Safety always first. So when in doubt, always have a chair, always have someone nearby. Keep your phone nearby. You don't ever want to put yourself in a predicament where you may fall. All right, let me do about 2 more reaches.
You can do this 30 seconds, a minute. You can always challenge yourself with this too. See how long you can make it on the first try, and then when you try this again, see if you can beat it the next time. Again, as Beth mentioned, safety over everything. We do want you to challenge yourself, but we never want you to harm yourself. All right, next exercise. So what you're going to do, again, I'm going to keep this chair nearby just in case. You're going to start your feet in this exact same position. You're going to step forward and step back, maintaining that narrow base of support. So stand forward, step back.
And for those of you that are in a chair, I have these lovely dots. You can use a paper plate, you can use some duct tape, but we're going to stick them in front of us. I'm on the edge of my seat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weight shift to the side, and I'm going to reach for that green dot, and I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to lift, I'm going to weight shift to the other side, and I'm going to lift my leg and bring it back.
Ways to make this more challenging for yourself. You can do a bigger step forward. Ways to make this easier for yourself. Shorten your stance. You can also use your chair. You can also use a counter. You're stepping to the side, holding the counter here. Lots of ways to modify these activities. Again, we want you to be challenged, but safety first.
So a great way to document this, whether you're the person exercising yourself or if you're the caregiver of someone that you love, document all that happens. Document what you're holding on to. Document how many times that you've done it. Document how big or small your steps are. That way you can always see progress, because when you see progress, it really makes these exercises worth showing up for.
You can also place a dot, something on the ground, to give you something to shoot for when you are doing the standing activity as well.
We really want these to be intentional motions.
And as you can see, Beth and I are not racing. We're not going extremely fast. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like, but we do want you to be safe and intentional.
All right, let's do just a couple more on each side, and then we'll move on to the next exercise.
Okay, next exercise is going to be very similar to the one that we just did in standing, but you are going to add a chair. So I will show you a little bit from a side view what you're going to do. You're going to step forward. You want your foot to be nice and high. Bring your feet back together. Forward and up and back. You can also go a little bit quicker and do more of a tap on the top. This is another great balance challenge.
All right, if you're in a chair, we're going to take our same 2 dots, but we're going to put them side to side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate left and right. I'm going to tap to the side and back. Tap to the side and back. So always remember safety first. I know we keep reiterating this over and over again, but if you are doing Rachel's exercise right now, maybe put a chair beside you, maybe you put your hand on a wall or a countertop. Taking a big step like that can be really challenging. So make sure that you're always safe.
You can always modify this as well, as Beth mentioned, using a chair. My invisible chair here on my right. You can step a little bit closer to the chair. Make it more challenging. Take a little bit of a step back and do a bigger step.
So for the ones that are in a chair, modifying with me, just reach as wide as you can to the side with a real intentional placement of your foot. That's why we have these dots on the floor. Again, it can be a fuzz on the floor, it can be a paper plate, it can be something that gives you just a little bit of visual feedback. And I want you to pick up that knee and really intentionally placing it off to the side. We'll do just a couple more, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. All right, great job.
Okay, next exercise. Us standing folks get to sit down for a short period of time, just to stand back up. So, we're gonna start in a seated position. We're gonna stand up, one march, come back down. When you do your sit to stand, you wanna make sure you're scooched all the way to the front. When you go to stand up, get your momentum and your weight shift forward, stand up, march to the other side. Again, you can put something under your bottom to make your chair a little bit taller. You can also make your chair a little bit shorter, as well as having a caregiver nearby to help assist you as needed.
So I'm going to take one of these lovely dots and I'm going to put it right in front of me. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to stand up out of my chair, but I'm going to shift my weight. I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm going to shift my weight forward and reach down towards that dot and try to lift my butt, even if it's just a little centimeter out of the chair. So I'm going to reach with that momentum, nose over knees, and lift that butt up and back. Now make sure your toes are behind your knees. Your nose is over your knees. And reach and lift.
Again, you can go as fast or as slow as you need to with these exercises. This is your time, so make sure that you make it valuable.
Of course, we had to choose the two squeakiest chairs in the building to do this exercise. So really reach towards that dot and just push into those heels. Again, you don't have to lift very far, and you certainly don't want to lift and roll out of your chair. Just a nice and safe reach, just enough to pull your butt maybe a centimeter or two out of the chair. Just lift ever so slightly. Even if you just lean forward and feel that weight into your feet and just put weight all the way down through your heels. Let's do two more. I think that sounds fair. I'm starting to break a sweat.
I've been sweating for the last 3 exercises.
All right, great job.
Okay, last exercise is going to be a plank. So, there's lots of ways to do a plank. I'm going to show you a chair variation, ground variation, and a wall variation. So, what you want to do, put your hands flat on the chair, bring your legs back. You want your back to be straight and belly tight.
So the one important thing about being in a chair, make sure your shoulders are over your wrist and that your chair is in a safe location, because it will slide on a hardwood floor. So you may have to put it up against a wall or a sturdy surface. So if you're in a chair, what we're going to do is, again, stay on the edge of your seat. I spend all of my time exercising on the edge of the seat. All right, and then you're going to lean back. I have my hands out front here, and you're going to slowly bring one knee up, and we're going to hold. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Let's hold for 10 seconds, and then we'll slowly switch to the other side.
I'm going to show you a floor variation. You can do this either on your elbows or up in a high plank. Same thing, back straight, butt down, belly tight, as well as up on your hands.
Now those floor planks, they're the hardest, so don't feel like you have to dive right in there, but that is a goal for you to work towards.
There's also the option of a wall plank. It's hard to see from this angle. It'll be exactly the same as the chair, as well as the floor with your arms. Put the legs back, butt down, belly tight.
All right, we're gonna do this for about 20 more seconds. This is another great journaling opportunity for you to see how long you can hold that knee up, see how long you can hold that plank. We don't ever want to push into discomfort. So you might be sweaty, you might be tired, but never pain. All right, so if you start to have pain in your low back, it means you're getting fatigued and your body will suffer if you push through that. So really hold for as long as you can. When you start to lose your form or you start to hurt, that's when we want you to definitely stop.
And switching up the variation of how you do your plank is also something that you can think about too. Changing and modifying as needed is totally fine, and like Beth said, journal it and try and improve the next time around.
All right, once again, this is Beth and Rachel with Wellness 360, bringing you all of your health and wellness needs. Hopefully you've enjoyed your workout for this month. Come back and see us about 2 to 3 times a week, and we will catch you soon.
Thank you.